The auditorium buzzed with anticipation as hundreds of military personnel filled the seats, their dress uniforms crisp and medals gleaming under the bright lights. Captain Rebecca Chun stood near the back entrance, her heart racing as she adjusted her uniform for the 10th time. Today was supposed to be her moment of pride, receiving the Distinguished Service Medal for her work developing a revolutionary communication system that had saved countless lives in the field. But all she could think about was the knot of anxiety tightening in her stomach. Lieutenant Marcus Brennan spotted her from across the room and made his way over, his face twisted into a familiar sneer. He had been her classmate at the academy, always resentful that she had graduated top of their class while he barely scraped by. Over the years, his bitterness had festered into something uglier, and he never missed an opportunity to undermine her achievements or spread rumors about her capabilities. As Rebecca waited for her name to be called, Marcus stepped closer, his voice low and venomous. "Enjoy your little participation trophy, Chun. Everyone knows you only got this because they needed to fill a diversity quota. You're nothing special." His words cut deep, reopening old wounds of self-doubt that Rebecca had fought so hard to heal. She had spent years proving herself, working twice as hard as her peers, sacrificing relationships and sleep to excel in a field that often dismissed her contributions before she could respond. Marcus raised his hand suddenly as if to strike her across the face. Rebecca flinched, stumbling backward, and gasped. Several nearby officers turned to look, confusion and concern crossing their faces. Marcus lowered his hand with a cruel smile, as if the near miss had been just another way to humiliate her. "What's wrong, Captain? Afraid of a little gesture?" He taunted, loud enough for others to hear. The room seemed to freeze. Rebecca felt tears stinging her eyes, not from fear but from the sheer injustice of it all. She had endured so much to stand in this room, and now this man was trying to steal even this moment from her. Her hands trembled as she tried to regain her composure, but the damage was done. Whispers rippled through the crowd, and she could feel their eyes on her. Then a commanding voice cut through the tension like a blade. "Lieutenant Brennan, what exactly do you think you're doing?" Colonel Patricia Morrison, the base commanding officer, strode toward them with an expression that could freeze fire. Her presence commanded immediate respect, and the room fell into absolute silence. Marcus straightened, his confidence wavering. "Ma'am, I was just having a conversation with Captain Chun, no harm intended." Colonel Morrison stopped inches from Marcus, her eyes blazing with controlled fury. "A conversation that involved raising your hand in a threatening manner toward a fellow officer? At an award ceremony, no less?" She turned to Rebecca, her expression softening. "Captain Chin, are you all right?" Rebecca nodded, finding her voice. "Yes, ma'am. I'm fine." The colonel turned back to Marcus, and her voice carried across the entire auditorium. "Lieutenant Brennan, I want to make something absolutely clear to everyone in this room. Captain Chain isn't just receiving an award today. She holds a distinction that perhaps you and many others aren't aware of." She paused, letting the weight of her words settle. "Captain Chun has been selected as the incoming Deputy Commander of Cyber Operations for the entire division. The promotion to Colonel will be effective immediately following this ceremony. In other words, Lieutenant, she will outrank nearly everyone in this building, including you by several grades." The room erupted in surprised murmurs. Rebecca's eyes widened in shock. She had known a promotion was coming, but this exceeded anything she had imagined. Colonel Morrison continued, her voice steady and proud. "Captain Chun's innovations have revolutionized how we protect our troops in the field. Her work has saved hundreds of lives and will continue to save thousands more. She earned every bit of recognition she receives today through brilliance, dedication, and unwavering service to this country." Marcus's face had gone pale, his earlier bravado completely evaporated. Colonel Morrison wasn't finished. "You will apologize to Colonel Chun designate immediately, and then you will report to my office for formal disciplinary proceedings. Your behavior is a disgrace to this uniform." Marcus stammered an apology, his voice barely audible, before being escorted away by 2 MPs. The ceremony continued. And when Rebecca finally walked across that stage to receive her medal and learn of her promotion publicly, the applause was thunderous. As she stood at the podium, looking out at the sea of faces, she realized that her worth had never depended on anyone else's validation. She had always been enough. The uniform, the medals, the rank, they were simply reflections of what she had known all along, that perseverance, integrity, and kindness would always triumph over cruelty and doubt. If this story touched your heart and inspired you, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss another powerful story. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message today. Your support helps us bring more meaningful stories to life. Thank you for watching, and remember, your worth is never determined by those who try to diminish you.